Good day to you, my fellow endoskeletons. I'm Kenetor and welcome back for another Starbase progress report. We're on week 10 of 2020, and if you're new here, I bring you the latest news and updates for everything Starbase every Monday, so smash that sub and the bell, and now let's get to it. We are pretty close to hitting that 2,500 sub milestone in time for Thursday, which is my birthday. So keep on smashing that sub and we'll get there. I've had a few people say they wanted to get me something. Now while I'm just some random stranger on the internet to all of you, if you do feel so inclined, you can get me a beer via coffee. I just set it up and there'll be a link for it below. But really, I'm just grateful that all of you have subbed and watched these videos, so thank you very much for that. Diving into the Lowry quote of the week, many of you have wondered how they will sustain development on a single purchase game with no monthly fee. While many games resort to buying in-game currencies and the dreaded loot box, Frozen Byte will go with cosmetics. They will be both completely optional and obtainable in the game for those that can't afford or want to support them further. Lowry has drawn a clear line in the sand over these other predatory models of monetization, and is very openly against them. He's someone who seems to want to balance caring for the game and its players with paying his staff, rather than being ever hungrier for more and more profits via any means possible. EA is definitely one of those things that makes me reassured the game is in the right hands, and I commend them for saying no to these exploitive ways. The main design features worked on last week were 3 new special ore distribution zones have been configured. There are now 5 special zones where ores are distributed with different weights compared to the rest of the universe. This will force us to both search around for the different ores and make different areas important for gaining such ores easier than others, so expect PvP in these areas when they have been discovered. Marketplace terminals have been fixed, economy configurations fixed for torpedoes, design for a Spaceship Designer colouring tool is being worked on, and a Spaceship Designer multiplayer issue where removing cable with the cable tool breaks if the client and host is removing the cable simultaneously. This has been fixed and now verified. In station design, the Kingdom Headquarters Station and Kingdom Outpost Ruins have been added to the universe. As the very first person who joined Kingdom, all I can say is it's about time. We've had weeks and weeks of updates for Empire stations, and it's nice to see Kingdom finally getting some love in this area. Ship and shop terminal issues fixed for Kingdom stations. Vertical hallways offsetting priority snap points have been fixed. 3 hull modules base structures have been modified to disable any possible collisions with each other, and temporary very far LODs have been removed from the grid slot scenes, and will be replaced if and when needed. For spaceship design this week, we have an issue where the Ithaca V4 used up its coolant too quickly. This was fixed by adding more coolant cells. Now onto the gameplay updates. Instancing area visualization disappearing when changing groups has now been fixed. I have to point out that the instances mentioned in these updates are only for things at the station, like the mining job and the Starship Crater, or any other job that will be added in the future. The main game itself does not work with instances. It may restrict you for viewing a certain amount of the nearest players to you, but will always be in the same world. Ore nuggets are now immune to the mining laser. This is another big update for miners, since the mining laser used to cut through and destroy everything. Now it leaves the pure ores at the center of the asteroids only broken into easier to collect smaller chunks, rather than destroying them. Blueprint code refactoring is underway. Just a reminder, code refactoring is just a more efficient rewriting of a certain section of code, just in case you were wondering. Entering the game with a broken profile is now prevented. Explosion shockwaves were fixed to not affect players inside safe zones. A player stuck recovery system has been enabled and active at all times. Nearby ship acceleration and deceleration sounds have been added. The cargo frame field was refactored into being supported by the current physics processing, and the new saw tool can now target and cut properly. For our UI update this week, we have a bug where material disappeared when dragging to existing stack and inventory has been fixed. Net syncing added for beam effect so that other people can see the effect. More on this beam at the end of the video. And company rank names not changing correctly when the player changes them has been fixed. Audio updates this week have been item pickup and drop audio support has been implemented, and the multi-position ambient system fixes have been finished. Starship creator updates this week. The mining job now correctly gives money from asteroids with cables or bolted things on them, and sinking has been fixed. Cell transition not working when jumping more than one cell has been fixed, and rangefinders being active in the ship designer has been fixed. Our single planets update this week is an incorrect moon terrain object visibility fading has been fixed. Station R updates this week have been decal tweaks, collision and parent checks, and the VIS HQ grid slot finalization. Fire LODs, module halls, and megastation grid slots have been updated. For the work hub, signs and adverts made for different work hub jobs. Asteroid hall decorations and polishes are underway. Submodules and their LODs have been coloured. The skyscraper base modules are in the making. Commercial boards are also in the making. New windows have been added, and far LODs added for the shop modules. For moons and asteroids we have alpha moons have been updated. Asteroid cluster tests have been made, and spherical height map tests are underway. Animations news this week is new sign animations made, robot logo and animation adjustments are in the making. Sit animations for the rocket launcher and Reaper cannon have been made. First person animations for the saw tool are in the making. Jumping and shooting animations have been polished. And the new LOD distances added for large asteroid rocks and formations. And other updates this week are turret utility body. Asset redesign that fixes collision has been finished. The turret arm saw tool, concept, assets and textures have been finished. And larger versions of the blade and tool have been made to test how large assets the robot arms can support. Saw textures have been polished and paint jobs have been added. The resource bridge nozzle textures have been updated. A spark effect for the mining saw has been finalised. And LODs for multiple assets and railgun barrel LODs have been optimised. We had a great content drop at the end of last week in the form of the Starship Creator demo video. The video covers it extremely well, and the only comment I would add is it looks like it does the job great, and just needs a mirroring mode and some UI changes, but both of these things are already being considered and or being worked on. So great job on this, Frozen Bite. I'll link this video in the description too, please watch it if you haven't already. So remember that pipe I said would run between the nozzles? Well, it turns out it's more like a fixed tractor beam cable. Collision is being ignored for gameplay at this point, but could change in the future. It provides a simple and easy link, and you will know that people are using it just from looking at it. Let me know what you think of this in the comments below. Or you could come share your thoughts on the game so far on my Discord, there's a link for that below as well. You can also join my faction the K-Bots on the same Discord as well if you wish. Be sure to smash that like button, share the video with your friends, leave a comment with any questions you want answers to, and I will see you in the next one. Kenetor, out.